Hi, I'm Dr. Rachel Kalin, and you're watching the Weight Loss Surgery Channel.
Welcome to Weight Loss Surgery News. I'm your host, Leslie Thompson, and thank you for joining us today. In this week's news, we'll find out what happens when social networking becomes social fat-working and what parents can do about it. We'll also find out about some troubling new data from the government linking race and ethnicity with higher obesity levels. And we'll find out about an agonizing disorder that can strike patients who have a certain type of gastric bypass surgery. But first, most people would agree that when parental neglect is endangering the life of a child, the state should step in to protect that child. But does the state have the right to take a morbidly obese child from a parent on the basis of endangerment? That's the question raised by the Alexander Draper case. Draper is a 14-year-old boy from South Carolina who was recently placed into foster care by the state on the basis of the threat to his health posed by his extreme obesity. According to legal counsel for the South Carolina Department of Social Services, a court order for custody of the boy was issued because his mother was not meeting his medical needs. Alexander Draper weighs 555 pounds. His mother, Jerry Gray, was arrested in June after fleeing to Maryland with the boy and is facing charges of criminal neglect for allowing him to become so obese. Her attorney, however, says that Gray followed the guidelines set for her son's nutrition dictated by the state's Department of Social Services. He warns that a conviction of his client on the basis of child neglect will open the door for social service agencies in other states to take children away from parents who have allowed them to become overweight. So how did Alexander come to weigh 1/4 of a ton if his mom followed the dietary guidelines? He ate when she wasn't around. Gray's attorney points out that the boy's eating habits were completely unsupervised while he was at school. And since Gray's mother works the late shift at her job for most of each day, he was outside of her direct custody and free to eat whatever he liked in whatever quantity he could get. So could the government of your state come in and take your children away? It's unlikely, but it's possible. Child endangerment laws in most states allow neglect charges to be filed against parents only in cases of imminent threat to the life, health, or well-being of their children. The question is obesity an imminent threat in the eyes of the law? In California, the answer is yes. The legal definition of child medical neglect in California has been changed to specifically include morbid obesity. So far, only courts in California and Indiana have chosen to file neglect charges against parents of obese children in those states. Courts in other states, including Texas, New York, and Pennsylvania, are examining the Gray-Draper case closely. In the meantime, Alexander Draper remains in foster care and still weighs over 500 pounds. Jerry Gray is currently free on a $50,000 bond and awaiting trial. Here we go again. Another miracle weight loss drug has hit the news as an effective treatment for morbid obesity. The latest candidate, Contrave, made by Orexigen Therapeutics Incorporated, which is designed to reduce food cravings associated with overeating and curb obesity. Here's the crazy part. It actually seems to work. In the clinical trials for Contrave, up to 56% of the test subjects who received the actual drug had significantly greater weight loss than those who got the placebo. Only about 17% of the placebo patients lost weight. Most of the subjects who took Contrave also lost inches off their waistlines. The placebo folks mostly stayed thick around the middle. Furthermore, the test subjects who got the real drug lost more than 8% of their body weight, around 18 pounds each, over the 56-week trial period. So what is this wonder drug? Contrave 32, the formulation used in the clinical trials, is a drug cocktail made from bupropion, better known as the antidepressant Wellbutrin, and naltrexone, a drug used to treat addictive behaviors by targeting what the company calls reward pathways in the brain. And it appears to be safe. Only 2 patients involved in the trial experienced serious side effects, none of which could be directly traced to the drug itself. So when can we expect to see this latest wonder drug at the pharmacy? Orexigen plans to submit an application for FDA approval in early 2010. In the meantime, 2 competitors are preparing to bring their own anti-obesity drugs to the market as well. Uncle Sam willing, obesity fighters may have another weapon in their arsenal in the not-too-distant future. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you why social networking could be a factor in the growing rate of childhood obesity, and we'll tell you about some shocking differences in obesity rates between different ethnic groups. We'll be right back. After weight loss surgery, it can be hard to get enough vitamins and nutrients in your diet. Bariatric Advantage offers a complete line of nutritional products specifically formulated to meet the unique needs of bariatric patients. Choosing to have weight loss surgery was a big decision and required a big investment. Learn how Bariatric Advantage nutritional supplements can help you get the most from your surgery by keeping your new body healthy and strong. Call us toll-free at 800-898-6888 or visit us online at bariatricadvantage.com.